Hi YouTube, we're here to react pack, and I'm Phil.
I'm Rose.
And I'm Nikki.
And we're here to watch Vinland Saga episode 9. Last time we saw what?
We saw Thorfinn talking to
Thor's.
Hordaland.
Oh, the girl, yeah.
And Thor's.
And
Thor's,
his dead father. Thor's.
Yes, his ghostly father, who didn't really give him much advice. Hey, you're not ready. It's like, doesn't he know you only get a couple of those? He came to say, I can't tell you anything yet. But yeah, so Thorfinn not really changing his course. He still wants to duel. He lost a duel to Athelstan.
Askeladd.
Askeladd. That's another name from the Viking show. So Bjorn, we're not sure where he's at, but he keeps giving Askeladd some weird looks. So we're not sure where he stands on the whole thing.
And we ended seeing Thorkell on the English side.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so yeah, this was the episode I wanted to see. I think.
Cool.
Pretty sure anyway. Yeah. So yeah, there's expectations for Thorkell.
I really don't. I don't know what's
He's
going
gonna
on.
kill a lot of people, but I wonder like what would happen if he comes up against. They called them the Normans, the mercenary group, our mercenary friends.
Askeladd's group.
Yeah, I wonder what will happen if they come up against them. And I wonder why he's on their side. Like, did he leave because Thor's left? Did he also desert? Or was he torn up inside? I don't know. Like, I wonder what his story is.
To be fair, we saw Thor's make short work of Askeladd's group, except for maybe a little bit of fight with Askeladd.
Yeah.
So he could probably take him on too.
Yeah. All we know is that this guy's big and he's strong. He threw that axe through like 7 people. Yeah. That's something I really enjoy about this show. Is like everybody is like a really cool fighter, but you see somebody who's insane. And they're insane. He threw an axe through 7. Like, that's not normal. Even for all these guys. The craziest thing we saw was like Bjorn throwing like a spear all the way through the building and killing that guy in the closet.
Oh, yeah.
When he was hiding in the one episode.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
That was crazy. So we now know like there's levels to this. Like Askeladd's like an A tier, but these is like a legendary tier above it.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, I think we should just get right into it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Battle of London Bridge. I heard that fell down. You're weird.
The functional psychopath.
What did you expect?
Look how big he is.
Oh my gosh.
And that giant smile is just creepy. Oh my gosh, his hand. Die.
He was a real person, by the way.
Oh. wants to fight strong people, I guess.
Oh, they don't understand. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's why he's doing it.
He's like Bjorn. He likes to kill,
Yeah.
but only kill strong people. Check this.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
Dip, we got a dip, boys.
Kill them.
Yeah.
You guys can't tame.
They suck.
Yeah.
Look how big he is compared to the rest of them. Oh gosh.
Yeah, he had to do that first.
Okay.
Dude, I would too. If I was a leader, I every
Look
time
at my
go
rings.
now. Please pass the food.
Oh, I thought they were gonna ram the post. Oh, they are.
There.
Oh.
London Bridge is falling down. He supposedly really did this, by the way. And it's actually possible.
How many
I
did
don't
you
know how he
throw at
did
a
that,
time?
Oh, they've got some too. He just made that
Just
up.
made that up.
Oh, I guess it wasn't. That's him.
My goodness.
Wow. He figured it out already. He smelled the power.
Boy. Super agile little boy. Agile boy.
He's fighting with a tree.
I gotta give him that, yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna believe you. It's just like he's that strong. If he had a sword, this is done.
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
You saw him throwing trees!
Oh, look at the size of his.
He's fast too.
Mm-hmm.
That wake you up, Thorfinn.
He's 7 feet tall.
This-
One hit and he's out.
Mm-hmm.
He actually almost fell. Okay.
Whoa, my gosh.
Got you.
Oh.
Let him
He
go.
lost one of his noise.
Oh my gosh, I'm just watching that.
Dip, dip, dip.
Oh, maybe he'll see the dagger and realize that it's Thor's.
Maybe.
They're
It was his
retreating.
dad's, right?
They're retreating and leaving Thorfinn.
Sink or swim, kid.
I knew it.
Got 2 fingers.
Say it. He's like,
Oh,
bye.
he's leaving.
He yeeted
You
himself off of the
missed
pier.
it.
Oh, that's nasty. Canute.
Ugh.
話が違うではありませんか。殿下のご動向は民に示しをつけるためと妙に気弱に育ってしまった。近習のお前が甘やかすからな、殿下。
Swamp water with balloons.
Just a walk up like.
Rambled out of there. Oh, no.
It's probably dislocated.
Yeah.
おい、見えるか。ああ、奴らほとんど引き上げてってますね。はあ、ってことは、俺たち勝ったってこと。勝った。心臓前で逃げたって。じゃあ、なんだよ。どうしちまったんだよ。やった、勝ったぞ。
Like he jumps off, starts swimming
Right.
for them.
You just hear the sharp music. Dun, dun, dun. And he's coming behind with a big log.
Carries it with him. Ouch. That really hurts, in case you don't know. It really hurts. You can't
you
pop
can't-
back in broken ribs, my dude.
You can't just force it with your hand. You have to, like, hit something, right? Because of the
No.
amount of force it takes.
You can kind of like twist it back in or push it back in. Okay.
Discussion.
Discussion.
Alright. So, Thorkell. I guess he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
No,
He's a guy.
Like, any impressions of him?
He seems like he'd be pleasant to be around as long as he just got out of battle.
Yes.
And he's satisfied.
And he's not bloodthirsty yet, you know?
Like, it's a difference, like, between him and Bjorn,
Bjorn.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Bjorn's a straight murderer.
Mm-hmm.
He just likes killing people. He's here for the murder.
Mm-hmm.
Thorkell also is here to kill people, but he's nice about it. And he's very open that that's what he's here to do. So it's like, if I'm left in a room with one, I prefer to be around Thorkell. Because I doubt he'd kill me if I'm not a fighter.
Yeah.
Or if I can't put up a fight.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm just here like chilling and he like walks in, he's not gonna smash my head.
Right.
Bjorn might.
Yeah.
This is true. This is true.
So, yeah. Canute. Interesting, huh?
Yeah. Literally nothing about him other than the fact that he sits in one place.
Mm-hmm.
He's just contemplating his
I've never seen him move.
his existence.
Why do you think the king is doing what he's doing? Where he's putting him in charge of 4,000 men when they said, well, 1/5 of 4 is going to take the city.
Either he actually wants him to get stronger and figure things out and become a good warrior, or he actually wants him to die and remove him from the running.
That would make sense.
It would. They did say it's 1/5 of the force, so that means that the Danes have about 20,000 men. Leaving. And they did say, though, that it's a siege to wait them out, so there could be some credibility of just don't try to invade the city.
Right,
Leave them
just
here,
keep them-
starve them out,
More
and they will
attrition?
surrender eventually. Usually, the defenders are not super numerous. It's usually just a small amount, so you just need to hold them in there. Because it doesn't matter how big your invading army is, if there's a tiny way to go through, it doesn't matter how many men you've got. Also, so I wanted to mention that Thorkell was in fact supposedly a real person. He was a real warlord who did fight around this time period. He marched everywhere because he was way too big to ride a horse. They believe he had gigantism because they said he was disproportionately large.
Oh, okay.
And that whole log throwing thing is possible. And they said he did that at the bridge where he'd throw logs and he smashed through the ships.
Yeah, there is a old, I think it's Scottish now, a competition where you just chuck giant logs like that.
You can pick up the log and you start running and then you throw it.
Yeah.
So if we know that guys today can do it, if you were like 7 foot something and also built like Shaq, you could do it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, there's being tall and then there's being Shaq, where you're not just tall, you're also wide. Like, you're correctly proportioned.
Yeah.
That is a terrifying sight versus just being a tall, lanky dude. The onion soup thing, also, I wanted to mention. If you got stabbed in the guts, it was 50-50. We didn't know if you'd live or die. So often, if someone was injured, they'd have you drink onion soup, and if they could smell the onion soup from your stomach, you probably were going to die. Because it most likely went through the acid and everything.
Yeah.
So they don't know how it works, but the splashing, it's going to get infected. If you don't smell it, you had a chance. So they'd keep carrying it around. But in these type of things, if they could smell it or something, they just leave it there. Because it's just, they don't have a medical core or anything.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true.
Hmm?
Right. So the thing that I noticed is that, what's his name? Thorfinn, he definitely doesn't like fighting.
Right.
He's just doing it. Like, he's not, like, affected as much being around Askeladd's group. Is like, hey, fighting every day. He doesn't like it. He just, he's just doing it to for his end goal, basically.
Yeah. That kind of makes me happy to see that, honestly, because you know, before we were seeing him like a sign of losing his humanity. You know, in a way, he hasn't lost it completely. He still holds on. That the fact that he has this revenge is what's saving him. Honestly, it's not good that he has this revenge and he's so narrow-minded because of it, but it's kind of saving him his humanity in a way from being totally consumed by the massacre around him and the bad morals of these men. You know, so that's kind of it was a happy sight for me to see that he still felt that way about the battle.
I'd say it's not like he's losing humanity. It's more like it's getting buried. And it's going to be harder to get it back out. But,
to assimilate into society after this.
Yeah.
Every time someone knocks on the door.
Which I think makes it all a bit even more tragic as his story is already. Because, like, if he had some enjoyment out of it, you could think that, well, at least he hates everything.
He hates everything, yeah.
There's nothing redeemable about this situation at all for him.
That's what that last scene a while ago really emphasized, was he's not just suffering physically, he's suffering mentally.
Yeah.
Like, from 6 years old to now, he's just been suffering for years with this revenge in his heart and with this battle that he's fighting outwardly and everything.
Walking with an injured shoulder with these bunch of savages
that don't care.
Shoulder, sprained leg, 3 to 4 broken ribs.
Closest thing to a father figure is like, get the heck up or I'm leaving here.
Right.
It's rough. And I think that there's something you can notice is each episode kind of has a theme. Like last episode we had a theme of what is everybody a slave to. And this episode we have a theme of why do you fight? Where we got Thorkell showing that he loves it to fight warriors. But he also, importantly, he let Thorfinn live.
Yeah.
Where Bjorn, even early on in the series, was saying, just kill him.
Yeah.
Like he's an enemy, you kill him.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to it. And so Bjorn also fights to kill, but he's like the more... I don't even know how to describe it, because they're both killers. But there's something sinister about Bjorn. It's more efficient, I guess. It's the difference between like a cat that's like... No. It's the difference between like a snake where you can choose to drop in what food it gets, right? You can drop in a mouse and it'll eat the mouse because it has to. And a cat's where it will like hunt down something and it'll play with it. And then it'll kill it. Like there's a difference there. So, and then you get Thorfinn who just hates it, and Askeladd who clearly says, I'm in it for the money and everyone else is here for money. And then the king who's saying, Canute's time to shine is for glory, this is all for glory. And then the king's objective is, no, we're here to take the country. Like, this episode's theme is, why do you fight?
Yeah.
Right.
So we're going to just try to look out for that in episodes to come.
Yeah. That's interesting to look at.
Giving me homework.
Other than that, Yeah, this entire episode was pretty much the fight.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that fight. That animation was so cool. Because we've seen up until now, Thorfinn just blitzes everybody.
Yeah.
Except Askeladd, who's at this point, or at least was at this point, the best fighter we've seen in the series. Bjorn was up there, but he was kind of just used as a jobber where Thor's just threw him. But we know Bjorn is a dangerous man. It's just Thor's just that insane.
Yeah.
So now Thorkell, now seeing him, and seeing how he used to fight with Thor's, I dare say that this probably means that Thorkell is most likely the most dangerous man we've seen on the show so far.
Yeah.
And also, reminder, his brother is a leader of the Jomsvikings.
Oh,
So,
right.
Sigvaldi.
He said your brother Sigvaldi. I was wondering why I recognized the name, and I just didn't remember
I was
who
trying
he
to.
was.
I'm like, I know that name from somewhere.
So you can make
Interesting.
the connection then. Thor's dad married the daughter of Sigvaldi. So that's his uncle.
That's
Thorkell's
Thorfinn's.
uncle.
I was wondering because wow.
So as you can see, from Thor's side, and he's got Thorkell's side, this kid's got a lot of potential.
And that maybe kind of explains he's kind of spoiled. Thorkell, that he
Thorkell?
can just do whatever he wants. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight for my country. I'm fighting with the other
Yeah.
guys because it's more fun.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of spoiled, and it kind of shows there. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's like as a kid, you raise him as royalty, so he can do whatever he wants. But then he grows up and you're like, oh my god, try to tell him to do something. To me, I don't mind saying this. We haven't seen Sigvaldi yet, even by the end of this series. I feel like he's probably very hyped right now because this show, like, it glorifies fighters and stuff like that, even though it's at the same time demonizing the cruel life of this world. So, but it's still very okay. We got Thorkell, we got Thor's. We want to see someone else who's really cool and stuff. The only other person that's maybe a good fighter is probably Halfdan, the guy with the chains.
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen him yet. Fight, I mean.
Yeah, but he's got a chain thing, which would
Right.
probably be vicious. Like,
Right.
he ripped the guy's face off. He's got to be strong.
Yeah.
So Sigvaldi, the leader of the Jomsvikings, are like, oh, that guy must be amazing. But by this point, he's probably also old.
Right.
Yeah.
But
But he's definitely must have proven himself in battle.
Especially
You know
if he produced Thorkell. No, that's his brother.
Brother.
His brother. Okay.
but still, it's in the family
genes,
though.
yeah.
So-
Yeah.
And he's the leader of the Jomsvikings.
Yeah.
Though I do think that maybe even if Thorkell is a superior fighter, he probably wouldn't even want to lead. That's too much work.
Yeah,
He probably
exactly.
just like, no, you do it. I don't care.
Exactly. So yeah, it's like in the case of, you know, the chosen son is like they choose them from maybe a little early, so the other one gets to do whatever they want and
Yeah.
go off
Yeah.
crazy. So that's
Middle
probably what
Ages, yeah.
happened with Thorkell.
In medieval Europe, the Catholic countries very often would send their sons off to become priests, so that would disqualify them from inheriting anything, or they would just let them, or if they wanted to just go off and become knights or whatever and do whatever they want. So up in Scandinavia, I imagine, I don't really know very much about it, but I imagine the Viking culture, it was very much more, you just go off and raid, see what you can take for yourself if you're not going to inherit much. Though I do think there were also more Gavelkind, where that means if you die, your sons get a split. The first son gets major of everything, but everybody gets something. So it's probably there's less pressure on the secondary sons to do much. Yeah, that's all I have.
You have anything else? One last thing that I wanted to mention, just something I noticed, is just the contrast between the first time we met Bjorn smashing his face into the pole of the mast of the ship and the crazy berserker that he was, to how mellow and subdued he is when he's not fighting.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a contrast. Like, when I was just seeing him talking to Askeladd and being so rational and saying, do you have a plan? And I'm like, I just flashed back to that moment of him smashing his head into the mast. And I'm like, this is the same person. And it just kind of emphasizes, like, what those shrooms do to people. And or maybe it kind of also emphasizes the psychopath that he is, you know, because he's willing to go into that type of person in order to fight and kill. Does he remember anything of, like, when he's like that? That's
probably a little bit. It's probably a red haze of I did that. I was thinking about that while watching it too. Bjorn is so interesting because there's not a whole lot that's said about him, but he's one of those characters that you can watch through the series and piece together what he is and what he's about. And I know I already emphasized the whole he's a psychopath and you don't want to be around him kind of guy, but I think there is more to it, where the berserker mushrooms show what's inside of him. and what's outside and the calculating thing, that's the brain of the monster, but he is a monster, and the shrooms just unleashed what he really is. So I kind of see it as like almost Jekyll and Hyde, but they're both evil.
Right.
But yeah, you will see in this show that more often than not, there's a reason he's Askeladd's second-hand man. He's the thinker. I mean, Askeladd's a thinker too, but like of everybody in the group, he can rely on this guy because he's very cognizant of what's going on and stuff like that. So I do kind of see it as, even though he's that smart and intelligent and he thinks about what's happening, he is a monster at the end of the day, and that's what the mushrooms show everybody.
Yeah. That's cool. I also noticed that he said, I'm only here because you said it'd be an easy win.
Yeah.
But then he also said, I fight because I like to kill.
That confused me for a second,
Yeah.
but then I thought, no, he's literally a serial killer.
Yeah, he just wants to kill people.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to lose it. He doesn't want to fight a battle or
Right,
win.
that's what I was going to say. He's not about
just wants
the
to kill.
warrior life.
He's a murderer.
He's just a murderer, yeah.
He's literally Dexter, like, smart, think about it, calculating, oh, okay, we can either raid this troops or there's a nice family over there.
Oh, no!
Like, that's how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they send him on the ship away from the village.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I've got. Anything else, guys?
No.
That's it.
All right. I really enjoyed watching this episode. The
Yeah.
fight animation was amazing, and I think it's really where we saw the Attack on Titan skilled animators come to their fruition right there.
Yeah.
We will see more and even better fights. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of this series. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all your support so far. Remember to like if you liked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. We'll see you guys next time at the Reacts Pact.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.